Every morning we wake to the gentle nudge of technology, alarms on our phones, a digital serenade to start the day. We check the news online, instantly connected to global events, and trust our coffee makers to brew on schedule, a simple luxury made possible by automation. All thanks to invisible digital connections, the intricate network that underpins our modern existence. Our cars, homes, and even our identities are managed by code, lines of instruction that dictate so much of our lives. Woven into a web we rarely question, a digital tapestry that has become utterly indispensable. This digital infrastructure is the silent heart of modern life, the unseen force that powers our world, but it's also our greatest vulnerability, a single point of failure with potentially catastrophic consequences. Hackers, state actors driven by geopolitical agendas, cyber terrorists, rogue groups, all with their own motivations, probe for cracks, constantly seeking weaknesses in our digital armor, seeking not just data but disruption, the power to cripple entire systems. The switches that control our world, from power grids to water supplies, are now accessible through a keyboard, vulnerable to anyone with the right skills and malicious intent. We've traded resilience for convenience, embracing interconnectedness without fully understanding the risks, building a society that's more connected, a global village wired together and more brittle than ever, susceptible to cascading failures on an unprecedented scale. A single sophisticated cyber attack, meticulously planned and executed, could sever the invisible wires, the digital arteries that keep information flowing, holding our world together, plunging us into chaos and darkness. The question isn't if such an attack will happen, the threat is ever present, but when, the clock is ticking, and the stakes are higher than ever, and whether we'll be ready, if our defenses will hold against the coming storm. Our trust in this system, our reliance on its seamless operation, may be the very thing that brings it down, the seed of its own destruction. The attack would begin in silence, a digital invasion unfolding unseen, targeting the financial system first, the very heart of our economy. Imagine the world's largest banks, institutions we rely on every day, hit at once, a coordinated strike designed to cripple, not to steal vast sums of money but to corrupt and erase records, to sow chaos and distrust. Life savings, the culmination of years of hard work, mortgages, the roof over your head, retirement funds, your future security, gone in an instant, wiped clean, trust shattered, the foundation of our society crumbling. Next, the power grid, the invisible web that powers our lives. Hackers trigger blackouts, plunging cities into darkness, shutting down electricity, crippling essential services, for days, maybe longer, leaving millions stranded. Without power, everything stops, the modern world grinds to a halt. Water becomes scarce, food disappears from shelves, hospitals struggle to function, communication is severed. Government systems are targeted, paralyzed by the attack, official channels severed, leaving citizens in the dark, emergency alerts hijacked or silenced, replaced with misinformation. Panic spreads, fueled by uncertainty, as reliable information disappears, replaced by a void, replaced by fear and rumor, a dangerous combination. Cybersecurity experts see these threats daily. The warning signs are there, malware planted, waiting to be activated, networks mapped, vulnerabilities identified, attacks rehearsed, refined, ready to be unleashed. This isn't science fiction. This is reality. It's a war already being waged, a silent battle fought every second, in the shadows, unseen, unheard but ever present. To bring a nation to its knees, to cripple its infrastructure, you don't need bombs, no physical destruction required. Just the right code, a digital weapon of mass disruption at the right time, a perfectly orchestrated digital strike. The nightmare scenario, the complete collapse of our digital world, is closer than we think, a looming threat we must confront. Day 1, confusion reigns. The initial shockwave hits, leaving people scrambling for answers. News reports are fragmented and social media is flooded with speculation and misinformation. Banks offline, their digital infrastructure crippled. Cash is king, suddenly the only reliable currency. But ATMs are empty, stripped bare in a desperate grab for physical money. Grocery stores become battlegrounds as supplies dwindle, shelves empty at an alarming rate, stripped of their contents by panicked shoppers. Panic sets in, a contagious wave sweeping through the population. Power flickers erratically, a sign of the strain on the failing grid, then fails completely, plunging cities into darkness. Disbelief turns to fear as the reality of the situation sinks in. Hours stretch into days, each one bringing new challenges and anxieties. By day 3, the situation has deteriorated further. Cell towers die, cutting off communication with the outside world. The internet vanishes, erasing the digital connections we've come to rely on. Water stops flowing from the taps, a critical resource now scarce, and food spoils, adding to the growing desperation. The hunt for essentials, water, food, medicine, becomes desperate, a daily struggle for survival. After a week, silence replaces the hum of modern life, and eerie quiet descends upon the cities. Hospitals run out of fuel, their generators sputtering and dying. The vulnerable suffer first, their needs unmet in the chaos. Law enforcement is overwhelmed, struggling to maintain order in a society on the brink. Communities isolated, cut off from each other and any hope of assistance. Supply chains broken, leaving cities without essential goods. Within a month, survival is all that matters, the only focus in a world turned upside down. Barter replaces money, a return to a simpler, more direct form of exchange. And basic skills become priceless. The ability to provide for oneself and others is paramount. The digital world is gone, a relic of a bygone era, replaced by a stark analog reality, a world stripped bare of its technological comforts. The end isn't a single event, a sudden cataclysm, but a slow descent, a gradual unraveling of the fabric of society into a new dark age, a time of hardship and uncertainty, all triggered by a weapon, a silent and invisible force. No one could see, a threat lurking in the digital shadows. Civilization unravels, its foundations crumbling beneath the weight of the attack. One day at a time, the world descends further into chaos. The psychological shock of sudden disconnection would be profound. We're used to constant contact and instant information. Without it, anxiety and isolation take hold. No news, no updates, just a vacuum filled with rumor and fear. Our digital identities, photos, messages, memories vanish, leaving us unmoored. Trust erodes, paranoia grows, and communities fracture. Misinformation spreads unchecked, turning neighbors into threats. The loss isn't just logistical, it's emotional, a crisis of self and society. In the darkness we lose not just power but our connection to each other. The true cost of a digital collapse is measured in human lives and lost meaning. How do we prepare for an invisible, everywhere threat? On a personal level, stock food, water, medicine, and learn basic survival skills. Build real-world community. Know your neighbors. Make a plan. Human connection is the ultimate survival tool when technology fails. Nationally, we need analog backups, manual overrides, and decentralized systems. Cybersecurity must be a top priority, training defenders, building resilience, and forging global cooperation. The next world war may start with code, not bombs targeting our most vital systems. Our digital strengths could become fatal weaknesses if we don't act. The silent war is already here. Will we hear the warning before the lights go out for good? The future depends on what we do now before the invisible wires snap.